The world had long since stopped wondering if we were alone in the universe. We knew the answer now. The Arcadia incident proved it. A signal intercepted near Jupiter's orbit just 3 years ago. It was a distress call, mathematical in structure, but undeniably emotional. Mankind answered, of course. We couldn't help ourselves. I was part of the Gaia 1 exploration team, trained linguist and xenologist, fluent in more dialects of dead Earth languages than anyone alive, ironically. I was also fluent in disappointment. We'd traveled far, uncovered many clues, but we hadn't made contact. Not truly. That changed on the moon of Kepler 62F. We found the ruins first. Massive obelisks half swallowed by thick silver foliage. Strange symbols danced under our lights. The atmosphere was breathable but cold. The air held a metallic taste. Then we found her. She didn't have a name. Not at first. The others called her Subject L17, but I called her Lyra after the ancient Terran word for song, because her voice, when she finally spoke, sounded like one. She wasn't like anything we'd seen before. Humanoid, yes, with skin that shimmered faintly with an opalescent hue. Her eyes were large, entirely violet, deep as oceans. Her hair was like living mist. She looked fragile, almost ethereal, but when she moved, it was with strength and elegance. We assumed she was a remnant of the civilization, the last flicker of a dying light. She never spoke at first, only watched us. Watch me. They housed her in a sterile containment chamber aboard Gaia 1, with filtered air and temperature control, but something about that glass enclosure always felt wrong to me. Every day I'd sit outside it, reading aloud from our records, ancient poetry, stories, my own journals. Weeks passed. The crew grew impatient. Command grew skeptical. But I remained. Then one night as I was packing up, she whispered something. First I thought I imagined it. But then she repeated it, so quietly I barely heard it. "You are my home now, human," the alien woman murmured, not knowing I could hear her. Froze. She hadn't spoken in weeks. Not one syllable. And now this. I didn't respond. I didn't dare frighten her. But I recorded the audio and played it back later. Her voice was clear. The language was complex, melodic. But it wasn't just sound. It was emotion. Middle. I didn't tell the others. Not yet. Instead, I returned the next day, earlier than usual. I brought a translator drone and sat as I always did, pretending nothing had changed. Lyra watched me, head tilted. Her eyes followed the drone. I began speaking softly, using what little of her language I'd captured from her murmured words. Slowly, carefully, I formed the phrase. Home. Me. Her eyes widened. The drone began interpreting fragments of her speech. Her language had no direct equivalent for I or you. Instead, it used phrases of mutual recognition. Two parts forming one understanding. Over the next several weeks, she learned faster than any AI I'd seen. She wasn't just intelligent. She was lonely. She revealed her name then. Lyra, though it wasn't a name in the traditional sense. It was more like a sound that carried history, memory, and intent. But she accepted mine. Eli. Lyra spoke of her people, the Sci-Fi. A species once spread across many stars. They were not conquerors, not invaders. They listened to worlds. Learned their music, their rhythm. Harmony was their religion. But something had come. Silence. A force that devoured entire star systems. They had no word for it, only husk. It didn't destroy with fire or metal. It erased. And so, her people fled. Some assimilated. Some hid. She was a sentinel, tasked to remain behind to protect a vital memory node. But something malfunctioned. She awoke centuries too late. Everyone else was gone. She was the last. And she had forgotten what it meant to be part of something. The containment chamber became a shared sanctuary. I taught her earth songs. She showed me memory crystals, thin, glass-like shards that projected soundscapes and stories. One night, she pressed one into my hand and whispered something I couldn't understand. I activated the crystal, and I saw it. Her world. Vast cities built on floating oceans. Trees that glowed with sentience. Beings dancing in fields of light, moving in unison with storms. I saw a family, hers. Child, a partner. Laughter. Then silence. A husk. She had lost everything. When the projection ended, she was crying. Not with tears, but her skin dimming, flickering, as if her very essence mourned. I reached through the glass. And this time she placed her hand on mine. Not as a specimen, but as something more. Ending. I finally told the crew. The recordings. The translations. The projections. Most were stunned. Few were skeptical. Commander Hartley insisted she be moved to a secure research facility on Earth. This is the find of the century, he said. A living archive of an extinct civilization. She must be studied properly. But Lyra heard him. She looked at me, fear echoing through her iridescent skin. That night she spoke again. I do not want to be a relic. Then what do you want to be? Asked. He paused. Yours. The translation was crude, lacking context. But the intent was clear. She didn't mean possession. She meant connection. I knew then I couldn't let them take her. We escaped. It wasn't easy. The Gaia 1 wasn't a military ship, but breaking protocol had consequences. I falsified records, altered logs. Lyra used her abilities to mask heat signatures and reroute comms. We took an old scout pod and vanished into the outer systems. For months we wandered. Planets spun beneath us. Some lifeless, others teeming but incompatible. Lyra began to weaken. Her energy, drawn from harmonic resonance with planetary frequencies, was fading. No world sang to her. Until we found Ilios Prime. Planet orbiting twin suns. Rich in atmosphere. Alive with bioelectric storms and magnetic forests. She stepped onto the soil and trembled. This world listens, she said. We built a home there. Sanctuary. Far from war. Far from science labs and containment cells. I grew old as humans do. Lyra didn't. But she adapted. We spoke often about language, memory, the stars. About what it meant to belong to someone. What it meant to find home not in a place, but in a person. I never asked if she loved me. She never said it. But sometimes at night when I drifted off, I'd hear her voice in that melodic whisper. You are my home now, human. And I knew. Plug. I died on Ilios Prime. Peacefully. Lyra buried me under a tree that hummed with resonance. She placed a memory crystal beside my body, not as a monument, but as a song. For any traveler who might pass by. For any lonely heart still searching. And if you listen closely, you can still hear her voice, carried on the wind. You are my home now, human.